you would like to learn how to repel a narcissist, you gotta be a little bit more like this guy right here. He's so annoyed right now because he wants to go play. He doesn't want me to hold him. He has no concern for how I feel about it. He doesn't care if I want to hold him. He just wants to go do his thing because he's a cat. So what does this guy have to do with repelling a narcissist, and how can this help you as you go forward in your life? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today at queenbeing.com. Let's get started. My name's Angie Atkinson, and on this channel, I offer free daily video coaching to help you discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse in toxic relationships. I like to call it toxic relationship rehab. Sound good? If so, hit that subscribe button and let's get going. So what does being a cat have to do with knowing how to repel narcissists? Well, the thing is, one way that you can learn how to repel narcissists and how to get them away from you and keep them away from you is to kind of behave a little more like that cat. What do I mean by that? At least initially, most cats don't like people. They are directly suspicious of people just in general, and sometimes even when they do know the person, but especially when they don't know the person. A cat is always going to take care of itself before anyone else because it's a cat. And it only takes care of others when it feels like doing so, as you might see right here. Sometimes my cats will clean each other. Sometimes they'll be like, whatever, I don't even see you over there. I'm taking care of me. It only helps other people out when it feels like it, and it always takes care of itself first. Even the cuddliest cat is going to kind of squirm away from you and not want affection if it doesn't feel like getting affection right in that moment. And that cat doesn't feel bad about it. It does not care, and so neither should you. In some cases, such as the case of the cat, being all about oneself is not such a bad thing. And in fact, for cats, it's just the natural thing to do. It isn't bad, it's just how they are. It's normal. If you consistently allow yourself to be always worried about someone else's well-being before your own, and you let people dump their emotional garbage all over you, it's not going to go well for you. You're going to get sick, your life is going to be terrible, and you're going to find yourself probably where you might be right now if you've been dealing with a narcissist. Your instincts inevitably would be to look after yourself, to take care of yourself first, but those have been damaged by the narcissist. The narcissist has taught you that you don't matter and that you shouldn't even bother looking after yourself. You should always take care of the narcissist. In fact, the only things you probably do for yourself are the things the narcissist wants you to do, like maybe keep up on your workouts or stuff like that. Your instincts to take care of yourself first, they work, and they're there for that reason. They were put there by evolution, by God, by however you see it. The instincts are intrinsic. You are intrinsically supposed to take care of yourself first, just like the cats. Here's the thing. Attention and validation are valuable. And cats know that, and they get those things from the people who they love in their lives, and mostly from themselves, I think. But the point is that in general, when we're talking about an intimate or a close relationship, you should not generally give out attention and validation to the random public because you don't know really who you're talking about. You don't really know who you're talking to right away. So you should use your attention, your time, your sense of validation, being able to validate other people very carefully and preciously, especially with someone you barely know. You should lavish attention and validation on the people in your life who you know deserve that. But those who don't deserve it or who you don't know well enough to know whether they deserve it or not, make them work for it. That's what a cat does. The truth is that if you don't know someone at all, you should make yourself a little bit unavailable to them. And until you know them very well, maintain a certain distance. One problem that we have as empaths is that we feel people, and so a lot of times people think they know us better than they do, and we think we know people better than we do. But if you keep your boundaries in place, like the little kitty cats do, you will be more likely to know the person before you jump into a relationship. And if they're a narcissist, they don't like boundaries. So they're going to wander off to someone who isn't going to put boundaries up in place. So one really good way to keep a narcissist not interested in you is to set up some boundaries and maintain them. Say it's a romantic partner. Once you recognize that person isn't treating you like they're a narcissist, they're not trying to suck you dry, they treat you fairly, they treat you with love, respect, all that good stuff, well then you can drop your guard a little, just like the cats do. Like I said, little Mr. Kittle lets me pick him up real easy because he knows I don't force him to stay with me if he doesn't want to. He trusts me. And I know this because one time we had a dog in our house, a big giant dog visiting, and Kittle was trapped on the bench in the kitchen. So I went in and I said, Kittle, do you want me to take you out of here? And he said, yes, please. Except really he just walked over to me. And I picked him up and held him up here. And the dog was nipping at his heels as I walked through the house to the other end of the house, to my bedroom. And Kittle was calm, cool, and collected. Didn't even stick one claw into me while I walked him through this house with his dog, nip, 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 nipping at his heels, because he trusts me. When you can trust someone enough to walk you through a house, holding you up above a dog that's trying to eat your face off, and not stick one claw in that person, you know you're on the way. Bottom line, when people say and do things that are not within the limits of what you find acceptable, you're going to have little red flags pop up everywhere. If you assume that everyone's nice, unfortunately, you are setting yourself up for pain. So I'm not saying be disrespectful to people or rude to people. I'm saying maintain your boundaries until you know someone well enough to know if they deserve your attention and your validation. If you do that one thing, maintain personal boundaries. Don't let yourself get too close to one person if you don't know them. Don't let yourself share too much of yourself with a person if you don't know them well. You will create positive change in your life that actually makes a difference. If you are too lonely, too sad, too gullible, and you allow yourself to get too close to someone too quickly, you're setting yourself up for pain. Take off your rose-colored glasses, as pretty as they are, and see things for what they really are. Narcissists, if you watch closely, they have red flags from very early on. And if you know the flags, you know what the red flags are, you know the warning signs, you can both prevent yourself from getting involved with another narcissist and repel existing narcissists in your life simply by being selective of who you spend your time with, who you validate in the world, and how much of yourself you share with people. If you know someone well, it's okay. If you know someone well, you know they're not an emotional vampire, you know they're not trying to steal your soul or take away your life. Share yourself. Validate them. Validate your relationship. Until you know someone well enough, as a conversation I had with a client yesterday went, until you know them well enough to fart in front of them, don't share that much of yourself with a person. Narcissists want you to ignore those red flags and continue on with them anyway. Not doing so will repel them. Not giving them the supply that they want from you will repel them. Don't have sex with them. Don't spend too much time with them. Don't give them too much attention or validation. Don't praise them too much until you know them well enough to do so. Does that make any sense to you? One last tip. Be willing to be disagreeable with a person. So often as empaths, we are so afraid of coming forward and saying, this is not acceptable to me, because it creates conflict in our lives. People who manipulate us from a social perspective very often use social pressure to make us agree or to go along with the plan, because if we can just get along and follow the program, they sort of are able to browbeat us into submission. They shame us into doing what they think we're supposed to do. Don't do it. Don't let them do it. And don't be afraid to stand up and say, I see through your crap and I'm not putting up with it. Be a little disagreeable if you have to be, because taking that couple of minutes to be slightly uncomfortable could prevent you from a lifetime of pain. I'm not even kidding. Be more like a cat. What do you think? Now it's time for the question of the day. And the question of the day is, could you be more like a cat? Could you be a little bit disagreeable, a little bit selective about who you spend time with and who you validate in your life? Tell me. Share your thoughts and your ideas in the comments below, your experiences, and let's talk about it. That's all I've got for you right now. Thank you so much for being a part of my day and a part of my life. And as always, thank you for letting me be a part of yours. It really does mean a lot to me. I'll see you soon. It's my mission to teach others what I know to be true. You really can create the life you want. Take care of your body, take care of your soul, nurture the real you, and introduce him or her to the world. Be comfortable in your own skin and in your place in this world. Take your spot, take it now, and the universe will take its cue from you. You feel me? If so, subscribe to my channel. Let's get it done together.